Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, in here I want to explain about speak act, assertive, performative, verdictive, and expressive by me, Muhammad Samsudin. This is the definition of speak act. Speak act is an act the speaker performs when making an utterance. Speak act is an action performed in saying something. Assertive utterances. In the assertive function, speaker and writer use language to tell what they know or believe. Assertive language is concerned with fact. The purpose is to inform. This language consists with knowledge, with cognition. It deals with data, what exists or existed, what is happening or has happening or not. So, assertive utterances are either true or false, and generally they can be verified or falsified. Not necessarily at the time of the utterance or by those who hear them, but in the general sense, they are subject to empirical investigation. Direct assertive utterance start with I or we, and this is the example of assertive verb. I say that I voted for Joko Widodo in the last election. Second, we declare Joko Widodo is the president of Indonesia. Reported assertive utterance also include assertive verb, like Bayu announced that he is voting for Joko Widodo and so on. Assertive verbs are, in English, followed by a verb clause. They include elect, announce, agree, report, remain, predict, protest. They are independent of time or aspect and are neutral with respect to who is involved in the what is reported. They are comments and a state of affairs. We may question whether these really constitute a class of utterance or a class of verb which introduce information, and this is the difference. Focus on information such as announce, declare, disclose, explain, express, indicate, mention, proclaim, relate, report, and focus on true value of utterance, affirms, alerts, assert, certify, consent, guarantee, swear, attest, bet, claim, contend, and maintain. Focus on speakers' commitment or involvement in what is reported. Confess, deny, profess, and protest. Focus and manner of communicating. Emphasize, hint, imply, intimate, stress. Focus on the nature of the message. Dictate, narrative recon, and prints. Second, performative utterance. Performative utterance are valid if spoken by someone whose right to make them is accepted and in circumstances which are accepted as appropriate. The verb include bet, declare, baptize, name, nominate, pronounce. Naturally, there are strong limitations on what can be a performative utterance. First, the subject of the sentence must be I or we. However, we need to distinguish between explicit and implicit performative. I declare this meeting adjourned is an explicit performative. This meeting is adjourned. If spoken by the someone person, is an implicit performative. Second, the verb must be in the present tense. And perhaps the most important, the speaker must be recognized as having the authority to make the statement, and the circumstance must be apart. And this is the example performative. I, I pronounce you man and wife, and I declare this a mysterial. This valid only if spoken by a fourth person in socially determined situation. Thus many performative take place in formal setting and are concerned with official act. A performative is neither true or false, but its purpose is to make a part of the world conform to what is said. Blazing and cases are performative utterance to the degree the people accept them as having effect, so as um, one believes that a particular individual or anyone at all can bring down divine favor on another by uttering some formula such as "My God blessing you." The utterance is a valid performative, and similarly invoking pain or punishment on other person thus the performance of a ritual utterance constitutes a case for those who accept it as performative. Repeating somewhat, felicity condition for a performative utterance are authority of the speaker to make the utterance the appropriateness of time, place, and other circumstance, and accepted by the address and other of this authority and appropriateness. Third, verdictive utterances. Verdictive are speak act in which the speaker makes an assessment or judgment about the act of another, usually the addressee. These include ranking, assessing, appraising, and condemning. Verdictive verbs include accuse, charge, excuse, thank in the explicit form, I, blah blah blah, you, of, or for, blah blah blah, in. The example is I accuse you of putting on airs. And second, I congratulate you for performing so well. And the third is the major blame the media for the equality reporting his accomplishment. Sentence 1 and 2 are vindictive utterance. Sentence 3 is the report of a vindictive utterance. Since this utterance presents the speaker assessment of the addressee's previous action or of what has behaved the address, they are retrospective. And this the action is viewed positively. Comment blah 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 for, compliment blah 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 on, congratulate blah 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 for, honor blah 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 for, praise blah 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 for. And this is the example of the action is viewed positively. I congratulate you for performing so well. And this the action is beneficial to the speaker, such as thank blah blah for, and grateful to blah 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 for. And this the example. Thank you for being my friend. And this the action is viewed negatively. Choose blah 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 of child blah 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 with, and blame blah 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 for. And the example is I blame you for coming late. This is the presupposition true of performance. Admonish blah 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 for, criticize blah 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 for, scold blah 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 for. And is the example I admonish you for about this house. This is the structure of verdictive utterances. The fourth, expressive utterances. An expressive utterances springs from the previous actions or failure to act of the speaker, or perhaps the present result of those actions or failures. Expressive utterances are thus retrospective and speaker involved. The most common expressive verb in the sense of express, serve, acknowledge, admit, confess, deny, apologize. And, and this is the structure of expressive utterance. And the structure of expressive utterance can be compared with the of predictive ones above. And felicity conditions are similar to those for predictive utterance as the act was feasible, the speaker was capable of it, and the speaker speak sincerely, and the others believe it. That's my explanation about the speak act. I think you can get all the material I given. I think that's enough. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.